YouTube? What's going on? Mark here. Happy Wednesday to all. And it was mostly, it was a little bit rainy, but mostly cold all day long at work. And we overall had a good day. We celebrated Laurie Stump's birthday, We celebrated, so LaShawn's birthday. And we also had two bonus birthdays, Isaiah Johnson and Marco Govich. I mean, if you want to look at Scott Isaac's video, where we're singing happy birthday to what was his girl, Laurie, and our friend LaShawn, who anyone subscribe to their YouTube channels, please do. All three of their YouTube channels, LaShawn, Scott, and Laurie's, I highly recommend doing so. Links in the description. But there's a couple things we have to unpack here in this news update video. And later on tonight, we'll be doing a special episode of Mark's presentations, based on, the homework, we got from work today, considering one singular, Robbie Gordon individual had to be a fucking idiot and ruin everything for everybody. But I'm not going to go into full detail about that, so I don't get my ass in trouble if I name any particular individuals or whatever the fuck they did. But today, there's a couple things to go through in the world of NASCAR before we get to tonight's special edition of Mark's presentations. So, as you guys know, Erik Jones, being me, I'm a Petty Enterprises fan, and the driver of the 43 that I grew up watching the late great John Andretti race, and as a kid when it was a Dodge Intrepid under the Cheerio sponsorship, Erik Jones was involved in a hellacious accident at Sunday's Errand 499 at Talladega, and it looked like, Fox made it seem like he was all right. He was, talking to reporters, TV, Fox, radio, MRN, what Fox didn't catch was that after he hit and his car came to a rest, that he was complaining about his back over the radio, which made me and the rest of the people watching at home that atrocious broadcast, not be aware of what was really going on behind the scenes. And Fox made it seem like he was all right, which goes to show how abysmal the broadcast was. And he was initially checked and released, but after the checkered flag flew, and Tyler Reddick and Kyle Petty and Adam Petty's old number took the checkered flag, and, Denny and MJ were interviewed, Erik went back to the care center because he probably knew something was wrong, and then he was later admitted to the hospital, and it was confirmed that he had a compression fracture in his lower vertebrae. So, as a Petty Enterprises fan, I hate it for him, so my fingers are crossed for him for a speedy recovery. But now the elephant in the room when it comes to this topic, me being a John Hunter Nemechek fan, along with a fan of Petty Enterprises as a whole. So according to this rant video by my man, What If Racing, apparently John Hunter made some badly timed comments, regarding the situation. Maybe he didn't know Erik was injured at the time, or he was probably poking fun at, the Darfs, in general, how do I say this? Believing that he intentionally caused the wreck. But regardless, still, this is not okay. I'm a John Hunter fan, but to say I'm disappointed in him is an understatement. Come on, dude, you're better than this shit. You're way, way better. And as a lifelong Petty fan since the days that Kyle Petty ran in the back every week in the 45 car, except for the 2007 Coca-Cola 600, because it was fuel mileage. I mean, I am ashamed. I am totally ashamed. I mean, seeing my favorite drivers, of present day do something this stupid, that sounds familiar to me. Because 2 years ago at the New England 300, my boy Austin Dillon decided it would be funny to play bumper cars under caution with Brad Keselowski. And what the fuck was his excuse then? He wanted to get some payback from the 2021 MIS race that I happened to be at, where I'm an Austin fan, but he wrecked himself off the bumper of Keselowski, even though in the heat of the moment, I believe it was the other way around. But, there's a difference, between viewing shit with the fanboy cap on too tight and, viewing it with the fanboy cap off, as a regular viewer. And this is how I'm viewing it. I'm eliminating my personal feelings about Austin and John Hunter when it comes to situations like that, and viewing this as a regular unbiased viewer. And Don't even get me started on, how Gregson caused the biggest accident in Road America history that same year as the Austin Dillon, New Hampshire incident, or when Austin's brother Ty decided to drive through every car in the field to try to get to try to get into the clash, to try to get into the main event in the clash through the heat races, only to be disqualified and eliminated, not because he drove through so many cars, but he jumped the last restart where you put all two and two together, he just drove like a complete ass that day. So therefore, some of these drivers I root for these days, they really know how to make it hard for me to be a fan, especially, Austin and John Hunter. I could see why a lot of people don't like John Hunter, whole Canadian Tire Motorsports thing in 2016 with Custer, which I did not like that at the time. I was against that, against that back then when I was watching that live. I kind of was against, it's not that I didn't like John Hunter for doing that, but I was just not happy with him doing that, because, I get some people I know there are some people that sided with Nemechek, and there are some people that sided with Custer for that, and, to me, it's not that I didn't side, I took Custer's side over Nemechek's. No, because this is a year before I became a John Hunter fan, because I became a John Hunter fan the year after Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, when he won back-to-back truck races at Iowa and Gateway, went on a hot tear, and he showed a lot of promise because of that, so that's why I became a fan, to see what he would do in the future. But back the year before the Canadian Tire Motorsports thing, I look back at it a year later, right before I became a John Hunter fan, and just viewed it as a racing deal and just swept it under the rug, and just felt like it was Cole being the asshole there, throwing a childish fit over something little. But at the time, in the heat of the moment, me being 22 years old, before I liked John Hunter at age 23, I kind of was against that move. I was not against Nemechek or taking Custer's side. I was just against that move and felt like it was dirty because it was just the heat of the moment. But at the end of the day, it was just a racing deal, and shit happened. Just sweep it under the rug. But yeah, to laugh whether you laughed at whether it was a badly timed comment, or whether you basically legit laughed at a crash where someone was injured, particularly your teammate, let alone where you and your actual teammate had a chance to win along with your other Toyota teammates that were trying something different than the rest of the field, and then you ended up causing that accident. Well, obviously it's his fault, but it's not like he wrecked him on purpose. Otherwise, NASCAR would have probably said something about it. I don't know if NASCAR's going to make him go to sensitivity training and whatnot if they ended up seeing those comments. And I don't know. I wonder if his dad, Front Row Joe's going to find out about this. I mean, regardless of how the comments happened, that's uncalled for, just stupid. Honestly, all I can say is, John Hunter, I love you and everything, and I'm a fan through thick and thin, but seriously, dude, do better. I hope you can better yourself and, maybe learn from this, because guess what? If you don't, we're going to have problems. So therefore, I'm going to continue to support you. I was kind of, thinking about it, but thing is, I was a fan of Corbin Forster because of Kamikaze, but after what he did 4 years ago, did I mention? Yeah, during the COVID year, where towards the end of that COVID year, right before the vaccines came out, yeah, I quit being a fan. So therefore, John Hunter is not crossed that line for me, but he's kind of made me disappointed, and maybe a disappointed fan. So I don't know why some of these drivers make it complicated for some of us fans to actually root for these guys, but seriously, be better. But that's why I want to come on here and say, give my thoughts and opinions on it. I am not defending him by any means. Don't get me wrong. I am disappointed in him. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like hopefully in the future he can better himself from this. And, after Austin did his stupid thing at Loudon 2 years ago, I have since swept that under the rug, considering, basically eventually we had to move on from that. But later on tonight, we had a special edition episode of Mark's Presentations where I will be looking up, because, our class at work had us, it's every day it's going to be something, but I'm not going to do a video on this every single time. But since this is the first time I'm doing this, I have not participated in class at work for a while, so I feel like it's worthy of a video. So whatever episode of Mark's presentations this will be, I will make sure to bring it to you guys. And what, I don't remember the episode count because I haven't attended these in a while, but I will address it when I make that video later on today. So if I remember to get on with it and use the computer, I will see you later on tonight for a brand new episode of Mark's presentation. So see you all for the next video later on tonight. And to John Hunter, I love you and everything. I'm forever a fan through thick and thin, but do better. Catch you in the next one. So upon further review, as I was going back finishing up editing this video, I had a chance to check it out like Kevin LePage to see what installment of the Mark's presentation series was next. And it turns out it's the What Button installment, aka episode 22. So I just wanted to clarify with everyone so we're all on the same page. So thank you all for watching this video. Catch you all in the next one.